Alright guys, so this is another fanfiction idea, and this is going to be a fun one because this is something like a remake of an old idea I did a while back, and I thought, why not? Let's polish it up some more. Like let's do a little bit of polishing for this one. So this story basically is called, as you can see from the title, Termination. So what is Termination? Termination is basically this Terminator event where Skynet basically has not one T-800 Terminator, but several T-800s sent back to the past to take care of a certain problem. That problem being metahumans. You see, Skynet's kind of predicted it's not just John Connor that needs to be wiped out. It needs to be the metahuman community as well. Like, there needs to be a total 100% extermination of certain threats that will happen that could be a threat to the future, or that could be a threat to Skynet's future, as well as kind of secure a few things needed in the future. So, what happens is that in this story, several T-800s are sent to very strategic targets. So, in one, you have one that's sent to Amity Park, you have one that is sent to Caddick Academy, you have one that's sent to Miracle City, another sent to all these different places. Like, they're all sent to several places, and in some cases, like, Skynet will send like more T-800s if need be, with the sole purpose of take them out before they become a problem in the future. So that's what it is that the Terminators are being sent from the future to eradicate any kind of superhuman threat. And you may be thinking, well, a T-800 isn't that scary compared to a lot of the superheroes. Yeah, but they don't know what's coming, and also it still looks human. And a T-800, like, I think a lot of people forget, since we always get, like... I think it's kind of sad that the T-800 model has kind of, like, been thrown under the bus, because we always have to go bigger with the T-800. A lot of people forget how scary that first model was. It was just this unstoppable, like, titanium cyborg that just wouldn't fucking die. And, yeah, the T-1000, scary as shit. But, like, a lot of people forget how intimidating that first Terminator was, right? Like, we all forgot. Because, yeah, they've just kind of done a ton of Terminators from here on out. So, yeah. So in this story, you have all these Terminators gearing up to attack different groups. Like, you have one Terminator who is, like, sent to Amity Park. However, the Terminator gets attacked by Technus, and Technus possesses it, and, like, he more or less, like, he finds out what it is, and, like, starts learning about, like, the future and all of that, and he's like, oh, well, this isn't good. Well, this is interesting. So, Technus is fascinated by it. Same with the Terminator for Caddick Academy, where that Terminator has a very specific job, where it's not just kill the Lyoko warriors. Its other mission is to make contact with Xana, and also, this is how the Skynet gets control over time travel. Like, this is how the T-8, like, because the T-800 is supposed to make contact with Xana, tell him, hey, thing called Skynet, it's going to be based off of you. Or it is you are the progenitor to what Skynet will be. Skynet was stopped, but here's the thing, they're going to keep trying to reactivate the Skynet project, and one of those people was Franz Hopper, who's going to help make a new version of Skynet, which if he hasn't already. They're like, we know it's somewhere in this time like, we know it was, like, a little earlier, but yeah, Skynet came first, or rather, Xana came first. It's just been in shutdown mode all these years, and then came Skynet. But now, you need to wake Skynet up and help it make it be self-aware. Like, that's the whole job. And the Terminator's like the bodyguard for Xana, and the Time Machine. So the Lyoko Warriors have to stop that Terminator. You have another Terminator who's sent to Gravity Falls to try to take out everyone in the Mystery Shack, because it turns out in the future they all become a very powerful resistance in the Northwest. The Northwest Resistance is a line in the sand to keep the Terminator expansion out of Like, it's basically like John Connor's left flank. Like, it is that group is John Connor's left flank, and they are doing everything in their power to keep the Terminators from expanding into northern territories. From there, you have others. You have Terminators who attack G.I. Joe, because, they realize, the Joes are another major threat. So you have a Terminator who is sent to take out several members of G.I. Joe. You have another Terminator who has been sent to Gravesfield to take out Luz and Amity and everyone else there, because they Skynet can't compete with magic. Like, it literally does not compute with... Magic does not compute to it. So a Terminator has been sent there to take out everyone in Gravesfield and also destroy any kind of magic, or as Skynet refers to it as, a foreign contaminant. Like, that's what it calls it. Is basically, it's a straight up, like, it's a foreign contaminant, I don't want it here, fucking get rid of it. So, there is that. Like, there is another major aspect right there. As for others, you have several Terminators in New York who are all hunting the Gargoyles. They're hunting Witch. They're hunting Jake Long. They're all hunting, and the Ninja Turtles. So you have a death squad of T-800. You have a T-800 death squad who has been sent to take out their opponents. As for others, you have so it's just basically madness all around. Like, it's all like Kim Possible is targeted. You have the Transformers, who are like, this feels really familiar. Obviously, a little dig at Transformers versus Terminator, the IDW Dark Horse crossover. They're like, this feels a little weird. Like, this feels really familiar. As for others, you have another Terminator who's been sent to secure the Glitch Tech's mainframe, because Skynet has interest in that, but it was destroyed during Armageddon Day, during Judgment Day. Excuse me, it was destroyed during Judgment Day. So Skynet's whole thinking is, maybe we can save it, save that technology, and use it against the human race in the future. Unfortunately, it doesn't really comprehend, because High Five, during the assault by the T-800, unleashes the glitches, and they all just swarm over the Terminator, and Skynet freaks out for a second, because it realizes these glitches are damaging it all the way in the future, so it cuts connection with the T-800. So there is that. The other thing is that these T-800s are all connected to Skynet. That's the thing, is that they're all connected to Skynet in one way or another. They are bonded to it in one way, shape, or form. So Skynet, this time around, because this is obviously, I should have mentioned this sooner, goddammit, context. This is a earlier attempt with time travel, and it's connected to everyone. This is why it's a little further in the future. But then what happens is, obviously, the glitches happen, and it's uploading it's like being attacked from the past by the glitches. So it has to cut connection, and Skynet's like, I'm gonna make a note never to keep a constant contact with the T-800. I'm just gonna give it the base orders and send it on its merry fucking way, because that freaked me the fuck out. So you're probably wondering, well, with all of these attacks on all the heroes, how do they stop it? Some of them do manage to stop the T-800s. Others are just getting their asses beat by the Terminators. So what happens is that it's not from the past that they managed to save themselves. They all managed to kill their respective Terminators. But, however, Skynet plans to send more, because it's meta-human threat cannot be, it needs to be stopped now. However, what happens is John Connor shows up and basically damages Skynet, and also damages the time machine they were using which was a prototype for the one that will be used on John Connor. And this is the moment where Skynet's like, if I can't kill... John Connor is the problem. He is consistently the problem. I need to take him out. Before I take out any of these metahumans, which some of them will die in Judgment Day, maybe some calculations here and there, but maybe some of them will die in Judgment Day, whatever that timeline may be. I need to take out John Connor first. He's kind of the problem. So that leads to Terminator. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much Termination. So you guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of it? Comment below. Let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.